Hi, I'm Marilyn Suttle. One of the most important things I've learned about customer service is that service teams need to be fortified. You could have the most caring team, you could have the most capable and skilled team who really serve your customers in outstanding ways, but the demands and daily grind of service excellence can wear them down after a while. And so, what can you do to fortify your team? Share the good, the bad, and the ugly on a regular basis. So, what does that mean? Well, the good is pretty straightforward. Appreciate what's going right. Make sure that people are acknowledged and that peers can acknowledge other peers in a really effective way so that the good can be celebrated. Celebrations really lift people up, and it doesn't hurt to have cake. Add some food to the fun, but on a regular basis, make sure people are acknowledged for what they're doing well. That's the good. Now, the bad. On a regular basis, it could be at a morning huddle, it could be at a weekly meeting. Make sure you take some amount of time to share the bad. Let your people vent and share what's not working or the zany customer service situations they've found themselves in. I was recently working with a library system and someone brought this one to the table. He was serving a patron. This patron was returning a book and this book was soaking wet. And he handled it beautifully. He didn't blame him. He didn't shame him. He just said, "Oh, I see the book is wet. It can't be returned to the bookshelf. So whenever that happens, we need to ask the patrons to pay for those books so that we can keep the library running well." I mean, he handled it beautifully. And the patron said, "That book was just like that when I checked it out. You can't make this stuff up." And so he had to handle it emotionally, right? That emotion management. And that can be difficult at times to be able to keep yourself calm and polite in the face of something that's not easy to deal with. So when you bring stories like this to the table, what could feel like a ache in your stomach or a pain in your neck, all of a sudden there's some levity because people can relate and share their examples. And then along with the examples comes a little brainstorming. Well, how would you handle that? Well, what's another way to handle that? And pretty soon you've got the group talking and supporting each other. And that's really key. That's social support. Part of fortifying is giving social support to your team members. So that's the good, that's the bad. Now the ugly, that's on you. If you really want to keep your team functioning at highest levels, share your ugly stories. Be vulnerable and share the mistakes you've made, what it's cost the company, what you learned from the mistake, and what you now do because you learned from the mistake. When you're willing to share like that, what happens is you create a situation where people don't feel like they have to hide their mistakes. Hidden mistakes have a detrimental effect on customer experience. So when you're open, people are more open to learning from their mistakes. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly for fortifying your team. So what about you? What are some ways that you fortify yourself and your team? Please comment below.